All right, you guys, thank y'all for showing up to our all consultant call, because I think that it is so important that leaders show up even when you don't feel like it. I'm sure lots of others of you didn't have the best day ever. I know my day was just a struggle bus from the beginning, but I am here and I am excited to talk to you guys. So who is ready? And you can talk to me in the chat or you can unmute yourself. This is very informal tonight. I want to know who has watched the team training that Rihanna did for me on our team page about earning the incentive. Or if you haven't watched hers, if you have watched someone in Scentsy's training about earning this incentive. I see you guys popping on. If you haven't, I am going to highly suggest that you go and watch it. I am not going to go over the incentive in detail tonight on this call because I feel like there are a million trainings out there. I can do one on a live on my team page if you guys want me to do that. But tonight we're going to be kind of, all of the things I'm going to be talking about tonight are going to help you earn that incentive, but I'm not going to break that incentive down and all of that. That's not what tonight is about. But oh, good, Jenny. I'm glad that you guys did one. If you have not read up on the FAQ for the incentive and know how to earn it and do all of those different things, please go do that. And I am like going to just shout her out again because that was one of the best trainings that I've ever been a part of. She did a bomb.com job. It is on YouTube as well. So I am going to just say that again, go watch it. Nothing that I say can top what she said. All right, so let's talk tonight about just rocking out the fall, because this is now where it's turn up season. And I know that a lot of times team pages, the fall, all the new LTOs, all of those things can make you feel really overwhelmed and make you feel like you don't know what to do and what to start on. Talk to me in the chat if that has been you, like you're overwhelmed or you feel like you have so much to do, you don't know what to do, stuff like that. I'm going to go get that YouTube link real quick because it is so good, y'all. If you're on my team page, you can definitely watch it on there too. But I'm going to go get this link because she is my California queen princess. She is. There she is. Okay, so her name on YouTube is Rihanna Franco, Superstar Director. And she did that for us. Okay, so I am totally with y'all with the overwhelm and like the switch of catalog season, plus the incentive dropping, plus just like we have the new air purifier. You're seeing a lot of different stuff, and being on a lot of different groups and team pages, it can be very overwhelming because you see so many ideas and you see so many people doing so much. But what I want you to know, guys, is that you can do anything, but you can't do everything. You can do anything, but you can't do everything. And I have really gotten into a place where I was feeling like I needed, sorry, y'all, I have a adjustable desk and it's like being crazy. Okay, I'd really gotten to the point where I was just so squirreling that I was just like all over the place. I would start like 15 different things. My office was a disaster because I would see a really good idea and I would start doing something on that, and then I would squirrel to another idea, and I just had to stop. I just had to stop because I was trying to do everything and I wasn't getting much of anything done that was worth a damn because I was multitasking. Multitasking is just not that great for your brain, and you're not going to do it as well if you don't focus on one thing at a time. So what I want you to know is you can do anything, but you can't do everything. So my biggest suggestion for you is to have a running list of all of the different things that you see that you want to do. Maybe have a file. I actually have a folder on my desktop now where it's just labeled ideas or things I want to do. And so now I'll save the picture. I'll save that. I have a Word document of like verbiage that I may want to use. I literally just have that on my desktop now. So I can just drop those things into that folder. And when I have some time, that'll be when I go into that folder and decide that it's time that I can go into that. Otherwise, like I said, I will find myself the whole day not getting anything accomplished because of that. So I found that that helped me, because then I at least know where I can go find that idea later, or I know that I'm putting that off for later. So remember that. Also remember, in all of these different groups that you're in, please don't compare yourself. I know it's so hard. It's so hard because you see all of these great ideas and it's normal to compare yourself, but don't feel like you're not good enough. Don't feel like you're not worthy. Don't feel like your customers aren't going to love what you give them if you don't have the most beautiful sample labels. They don't give a damn, y'all. They don't care. They just want to smell the sample. As long as you have the sample name on it, a way to get in touch with you, that's all that matters. So don't see everything that other people are doing and think that you need to do that, because a lot of times, y'all, the things that you're going to see other people posting, even maybe ideas that I post or I get from other people, a lot of us that are sharing those things, we've been doing this for a very long time. So we have templates that we've revamped from years prior. We have previous years' work. This is like doing bulk sampling and all of that stuff. That is from years worth of work that a brand new consultant isn't going to be able to do. They're not going to be able to sample as much as someone who's been doing it for 6 years. And that's okay, y'all. Your customers aren't going to be worried about that. So So Courtney said, I had to take a step back and remind myself that it isn't about how it looks. It's something that is me, that is her. Right. Your people are going to know if it's not you. If my people see something that's like super like cut out all crazy and has all these designs and all that, they are going to know that Chastity did not do that. Like, Chastity is simple. I'm going to staple it to a piece of paper. I'm going to pop it in an envelope. You're going to get it. And that's going to be it, because that's just not me. But do what brings you joy. Okay. If it is going to stress you out, don't do it that way. Don't go and recreate things that are already made for you, even if it's not your favorite color. Even if you can put your info on it, put your info on it and be done with it. Don't waste time, especially if you are on a time crunch. And I totally get with comparing your business to others. Everybody is guilty of it. Everybody does it. But just remember, you're your own worst critic. And nobody else is looking at you the way that you're looking at you. Nobody else is going to judge you in that way. And your people aren't going to care. So moving on to the next thing, when it comes to all of that, talking about you can do anything, but you can't do everything. The number one most important thing that I think that I can tell you is to bring value to their life. Bring value to your customer's life and to your team member's life. How are you serving people today? How are you bringing value to them? And I say that because I get a lot of people that follow me on Facebook, Instagram, wherever, and they'll follow me and I'll go look at their Instagram or their Facebook or whatever, and I don't have a clue what they look like. I don't have a clue who they are, what they do. Their name is like Smelly something or another. And when you look at their feed or their grid, all you see is flyers. That's not bringing value to anybody. That's not bringing value to anybody. Is there a time and place for some flyers? Absolutely. Absolutely. Is there a time and place for pictures that aren't just your face and all that? Absolutely. But if I can't figure out who you are and all I see is flyers, that's not bringing value to anybody. And nobody wants that. We live in 2021. People know that they're going to be sold to on social media, but they don't want to be bombarded with that. So you're not an ad, you're a person. And that is why people are going to want to join you, want to buy from you, and want you to be successful because they see you as a real person. Nobody sees you as a real person if all you do is post flyers. So provide value to their life. So and if you're thinking, well, How do I provide value? Don't sell the product, sell the solution. Don't sell joining my team, sell how being a consultant is going to provide a solution to your life. Is it going to get you cash back? Is it going to provide you relationships? Is it going to help you go on a free trip, etc.? So if you put that on a Post-it note, put it all around your house. How am I providing value today? How am I selling a solution today? What solution can you solve? Everybody has a problem, and Scentsy can be the solution. I truly 100% fundamentally believe that Scentsy is a solution for pretty much everything besides angry toddlers. And even then, I let her play with the bars and she gets happy. So I truly believe that. And if you believe that, then you are going to be able to provide value. If you aren't using all of the different products, you can't sell any counter clean, you can't sell any Scentsy Fresh, you can't sell warmers. How are you using them? How are you showing people that you're providing the solution of your dog's coming in from the rain, so you're using our pet products? How are you changing your wax on Wax Wednesday? How are you using cotton cleanups, etc.? So think of a problem and be the solution. Okay. Something else that I want to talk about going into the fall. Raise your hand if you're busy, or tell me in the chat if you're busy. If you have a lot of things going on, you feel like you don't have time to do the things that you want to do, time gets away from you, etc. Right. Most of us are, right? Everybody's busy is different. My busy may be different than your busy, etc. Like, people have things going on, right? I'm going to tell you this though. Busy people are phenomenal at getting things done when they prepare and when they plan. Busy people are the most successful in this business. Yes, Tasha, busy people get the most done because they know how to utilize their time wisely. Raise your hand or tell me in the chat if you ever sit down to work and you don't know what to work on and you don't know what to do. You feel like you know you need to be doing something, but you don't know what you need to be doing. Yeah, Jen said that she's much more efficient during the school year. Yeah, me too. Right. And so people are saying, yes, I feel lost. I don't know where to start. Yes. Okay. So this is what I'm going to talk to you guys about. And I heard this little acronym thing or whatever you want to call it from Queen JA, Jennifer Anderson. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. I'm going to type that in the chat again. And I'm going to say it again. Proper preparation, and I can't spell today, prevents poor performance. And I think most of us can believe or agree that when you have things planned out, life seems to go smoother. When you have a plan, you're not necessarily forgetting things. When you have a plan, the day doesn't necessarily get away from you. But let's say you don't have a plan about what you're going to do on social media today, and then it's 9 o'clock or 11 o'clock and everybody's in bed and it's way too late for you to post, right? That's because we're not preparing properly. And Chastity Robinson has been so very guilty of this. I've been living my life way too free. One of my best friends, Blair, explained my life to me. And that's exactly, I was living my life like it was summertime all year round. You just can't do that when you've got to have better preparation. So one way, or the first topic we're going to talk about being better prepared, is to be educated. Be educated on your business, be educated on the products. When I say be educated, I have been doing this business for 6 years now. I still get a product training guide every single catalog season because things in it change. Things in it are updated. We just got the new air purifier. It's just so important. And this right here is so much easier to find information than our workstation. Sorry, Scentsy. I mean, it's hard to find stuff on our workstation. I'm not going to lie to you. It's hard sometimes, but this is a great start. If you have this, and I'm not saying memorize it, your girl does not have this memorized, but your girl has it right next to her desk so that I can flip to it anytime I need to. So for instance, when I'm talking about being educated, let's say tomorrow I'm going to talk about washer whiffs. So guys, before I go on my story or before I do my post, if you think that I don't pull this out and look up some facts about what Scentsy says, it are for washer whiffs, you're wrong. Your girl uses this because number one, then I'm covering myself because this is what Scentsy said. So then I'm not like worried about it, right? So I can say that, like, for instance, we all know that washer whiffs come in a small tub and a larger tub. If somebody asks me out on the street how many ounces the large tub is, I don't remember. I'm not going to remember it's 48 ounces off the top of my head. I'm just not. Like, I'm not going to remember that. If somebody asks me about how long do dryer discs last, how the heck am I supposed to know that? But the product training guide said one disc scents up to 15 loads. We know that it lasts longer than probably 15 loads, but this is what Scentsy says. So educate yourself by having the product training guide. Something else that I have done, I don't know about you, but once again, I don't have things memorized. And if like prices memorized, and then even if I do feel like I know, I'll like start questioning myself. Oh my gosh, are room sprays $7 or $8? What is the bundle? It's like, I forget. And then I like start questioning myself because then I'm like, I don't want to undercharge them because then I'm going to be out the money, blah, blah, blah. So your girl printed out. These are just straight catalog pages from the workstation. And what I did was because a lot of times somebody would say, oh my gosh, I really love the body cream. What does it come in? And I'm sitting here in my office and I'm having to go to my website because I can't find a catalog because I've given them all out. But here I have printed out that catalog page. So it's super easy for me to just see what different products come in body. Okay. And what scents are in there because I can't remember, but I've done that for clean, for laundry, for pets, fragrance, flowers, etc. Then I also have just a little fragrance grid. I know this is extra. If you're not sitting around, you may not need this, but for me, especially like when I went to go close my party on the 1st, I'm like, okay, well, what scent circles do I want? I want to choose scents that are available in a ton of different fragrances. So I'm going to look at this chart and see which ones are available in a lot of different fragrances that are in stock. And it's super easy for me to look at because that's making smart business choices, right? You should always sample or give scent circles and stuff with a purpose. So I leave that there. And then I've done the bundle and save, right? I've talked to you guys about it before. Pods are where it's at. Pods are what I'm focusing on. Anything with pods, I want to remember what things come in pods. So I leave this right next to my desk. That is also part of being educated. Something else for you guys to do, save all of the links, like to workstation stuff. For instance, the catalog. If you can't find it, well, now you can go to your website. It's super easy, but save all of that stuff to your favorites on your phone, on your desktop, in your email, etc. If you're on my team, and I'm going to give this to my directors as well, I'm going to send you guys an email that's going to have so many different links in it. It's probably going to be like 5 pages long. But the reason why I'm going to send it to you is because those are all of the different links that I have saved in my favorites and everything else, because I know how frustrating it can be to like go and try and find stuff, right? And we waste time doing that. So be educated on that. The last thing I'm going to say about being educated, show up for trainings. When someone's doing a training, you need to show up. You need to ask your team members if they're going to show up. If they can't show up, it's fine. If you have something going on, it's fine. But if you're sitting on the couch watching Netflix, you need to show up if you want to do this as a business. I would much rather be downstairs with my daughter and my husband right now, but I'm showing up because I'm going to show up for you guys. And I know that you guys probably have plenty of other things that you could be doing right now. I have things I could be doing for my business, but I broke away from Outer Banks too. I've been out like crying all day, crying, loving on John B, like living my life. But yeah, watch Netflix and show up, y'all. Like, you've got to show up. If you can't show up for the training because you're at church or doing an event or whatever, guys, bookmark it. Go back and watch it. There's a reason that we record these. There's a reason that people put them on YouTube. It's not for fun. It's not just because we feel like doing it. It's to help you. There's been plenty of times where I haven't been able to show up for a training, but when I'm getting ready in the morning, I'm going to listen to a training. When I'm going running, I'm going to listen to a training. Ignorance in 2021 is a choice. I'm sorry. Anything that you don't know is a choice. You can literally YouTube pretty much everything except for how to turn sales posts off of all of Facebook. Besides that, you can YouTube pretty much everything. And if you can't, I can guarantee you can ask somebody in a group somewhere and you will be able to find out the information. So ignorance is a choice. Educate yourself on your business. Okay. The next point is, like we were just talking about, proper preparation prevents poor performance. Say that like 5 times fast. Okay. Planning your social media. This has been a game changer for me. You have to plan or you won't show up. And that includes me. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Katie said, in any group, if you post as your business page, it won't set them to sales posts. Yes. Okay. So planning your social media. I did this months ago and I had stopped doing it. And I noticed my consistency with other products. I'm usually pretty good about sharing wax. I'm usually pretty good about Scentsy Fresh, but all the rest of the stuff, I'm not great at sharing just because I do use it, but we all know that it takes time to slow down and actually post it and be intentional. So planning your social media. So what that looks like is printing out a calendar. It doesn't need to be fancy, y'all. Print out a calendar that's blank and write down what you're going to post about in your stories or what you're going to post about in your grid. It's that simple. Then you're holding yourself accountable. And the reason why I say to plan it is because if you sit down at one time and you plan out your month, I'm not saying you have to write all of your posts, but for me, what I'm doing is saying what I'm going to be intentional about in my stories on this calendar. If I sit down and plan it all at one time, then I know that I'm going to cover all of the different products. I'm going to talk about body. I'm going to talk about laundry. I'm going to talk about all those things instead of just going through day to day. Now, the reason why I plan my month of stories out at a time is for that reason, because I want to make sure that I'm like consistently showing up with different stuff. Does that mean that on washer with day, I'm not going to share changing my wax if I'm doing it? No, but I'm going to go and make sure I'm intentional. Now, if I miss a day, that's okay, but I can catch up by like not marking that day off and knowing that I need to go back and share about that again. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about with stories. When it comes to my feed or my grid or what I actually post, I plan that on Sundays. And that doesn't mean I necessarily take all my pictures on Sunday or whatever, but I write down exactly what I'm going to post on my grid. And I use my insights on Instagram. If you have like a creator or a business account, that tells you when your people are active. And that's when I decide to post. Okay. Also, when it comes to planning my social media, I have Google Keep. So I use Google Keep and it's just on my phone. It can also be like on your computer. And I have all of my hashtags saved, like different ones that I use. So I have all of that stuff saved. That saves me so much time. To change it, you'd have to go, let's see, you go into your settings and then it's like one of the different like account things. It's not hard, but once you set it up that way, then you can see your insights. Okay. Also, when it comes to planning, I plan what I'm going to do for the week. So I have systems in my business. You guys know that I have to have systems, but I've revamped the way that I do things just a little bit. And instead of like, I have my personal business, so my personal business system here, it just has the months at the top and then the weeks on the side. You guys have seen those a million times before. I've sort of broken them down. So that one says personal business. This one says leadership. And so that means like getting people's goals, checking bar reports, planning my leadership posts, planning my trainings, Monday tip emails, things like that. and then team emails to send. I broke it down because I was getting really overwhelmed, like you guys have said that you are too. And then I did a separate page for recognition. You can see I highlighted all that because I just reprinted mine out. But on Sundays, that is when I plan my like daily tasks. So I have a planner and I wrote down, like yesterday, I got my mobile office together, my potential customer packs. I wrote down notes for this call. I got the email together with all of the links that I'm going to send. And then like I had a little list to the side of other things that I needed to do besides like following up with customers and stuff, making my join sticker, stuff like that. I plan it on Sunday. And then obviously when things happen and I don't get something done, like today, I got nothing done because my daughter is on one. I just move it down to the next day. But I know that by the end of the week, those are all of the things that I needed to do. But if I didn't plan to go and have, so Monday I had tons of join conversations. If I didn't go and plan to have those intentionally, I probably would have went all week and not had them, right? I had to hold myself accountable. So Wednesday or tomorrow is my day where I'm going to be reaching out even more for party packs and for pod parties and sending things to people that are not local. I've been very intentional with that. Now, if you're asking yourself, well, how do I know like what to plan? Like, what do I need to sit down and plan for the week? You need to look at income producing activities. When I say income producing activities, that always starts with sponsoring, then partying, and then following up, like to get more sales. So sponsoring is always going to be the number one most income producing activity. And sometimes people get really frustrated with sponsoring because they feel like they've had a ton of conversations and no one's hopped on yet. It's definitely a marathon. But if you don't plan to have a dream team list and plan to have those sponsoring conversations, there's tons of other things that you could be doing. I know that for me, I would much rather do an activity that I can mark off my list so I say that I got something done rather than doing something that's going to be a little harder, that may take a little bit more time. But the income producing things always need to come first, always. Okay. Something else I said about planning was have a calendar and plan to show up for trainings. I know it's hard to remember. I know that it's hard because you've got a lot of different things going on. I know that it's hard to, for instance, like track my numbers. That's something that I really struggle with doing because I've just never been one to write down my numbers all the time. But what I've done now is I have the reminders app in my phone and I have all of these different business tasks that I have right here, and it sends me an alarm and I'm going to make myself go do it, because you're only going to be as good as your habits. And I can say all day long, I'm going to track my numbers on the 1st and on the 5th and on the 10th or whatever. But I'm going to tell you on the 1st, it was like lit, right? Like we're all over the place talking about all the different things that are going on. I didn't remember to track my numbers until my phone went off and I was like, oh gosh, let me go in my office and go ahead and write those down. And you know what I did? I scheduled those for the next 6 months. So I don't have to think about it again. My phone's going to go off. I can't stand notifications. So if that's what I have to do to hold myself accountable, that's what I'm going to do. So that means you can do the same thing. If you want to have 5 conversations tomorrow, set a reminder in your phone and make it go off. You've got to figure out what's going to work for you when it comes to holding yourself accountable. For me, a list is going to really, really work. And I did have that on a list to track my numbers. But being a mom and a business owner and have a husband that's in and out and everything else, you're going to forget. Set that reminder. Put it in your Google Calendar. So once again, like when I say show up for trainings, I posted on like all the different pages that training that a few different directors are doing, the dinner with directors training. That's on the 11th of this month. I set a reminder. I have it in my calendar. I set a reminder on my phone, and I'm going to show up. Because if not, if I didn't do that right when I thought about it, I'm not going to remember next week, right? our brains are going on about too many other things. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about with planning with your business and in the fall is be intentional with who you're talking to and who you are building a relationship with. So what that means is having a dream team list, having a Frank's list, having people or having a way to hold yourself accountable. So I completely rewrote my list of 100. You can see that it is not full. This is something that I am intentionally building every single month. You can see I have my dream team list. I completely rewrote it. That's why there's not lots of writing like throughout here. But I wrote down these are the people, the different people that I contacted, and I'm going to keep that up. If not, if I'm not being intentional and I'm just kind of like scrolling around on social media and not building relationships, you're going to go months without having appropriate conversations or building those relationships. Unless you're just a super big people person, which I'm not, it's super easy for me to just like stay in my little bubble and not talk to anybody. If I don't hold myself accountable and be intentional with connecting with 5 people every day, I'm not going to do that. Once again, like I said, when it comes to planning, I also posted this. So my new goal planner where I'm saying how many new teamies, new club subscribers, and new customers. I'm again holding myself accountable because I'm going to write down those names and I'm going to be specific. Again, when it comes to the incentive and tracking, I've got like so many papers from on my desk. I'm trying to show y'all stuff. I don't even know where it went right now. Sorry, y'all. So incentive tracking. Oh, here it is. I'm being super intentional with who I feel like I know that I can't earn 1,000 points for those people, right? So I've marked that off. I'm writing their names down very, very intentionally. Here on my frontline form, I just started filling this out because as leaders, if you are a leader, remember, you have to focus on your personal business first. So launching for lead, this is a frontline form that I have. I'm going to be adding some more people so that I can intentionally focus on them. Some of my frontline got a text from me about an accountability group that I'm putting together. And they are going to hear from me more because that's going to be me being intentional with putting those people together because I'm planning for that. Does anybody have any? Sorry, I didn't mean to mute myself. Does anybody have any questions or anything that y'all want to ask so far? I know this has been kind of like all over the place, but I just feel like you guys need to hear that planning and prioritizing is super, super important. Okay. The next part of proper preparation is being prepared, which is what kind of all of this started with. So as every time a catalog switches, we have a new catalog, who gets overwhelmed? Me, because I have a million things to do and a million things to make or print out or put together, etc. What your girl has done is I just do a big old brain dump of all of the different things that I need to do. All of them. I suggest you do it too. And work on one thing at a time. Okay. So when it comes to being prepared, potential customer packets. I posted those on our team page yesterday. I'm going to show you what they are real quick again. This is something that I carry in my purse whenever I go somewhere and they're in my mobile office. I'm trying to not make it like have a glare. Okay. The front of it, it just has my name and my information and why I'm going to give it to them. So I would give these potential customer packets to people like, for instance, I go to Home Goods way too much. There's a girl there that recognized me yesterday because I go in there so much. It's very embarrassing, but I'm going back to recruit her because she remembered me and she has good customer service. But I keep these in my purse. I didn't have them yesterday because I didn't finish them till last night, to give to people that give me good, that are just nice. Maybe like there was a lady last week that I gave one to that helped me put this table in my cart. Just something to pay it forward. It's not asking them for anything, but it has my information. It does have a QR code. It tells them what Scentsy is. It has a product list. This is why I had to update them because I put a product list in there. Then it has a enter my drawing form. This is like, the glare is really bad. I have all of these files in my Google Drive. And what I tell them when I hand them this is I say, hey, there's a drawing form in your little packet. If you will fill that out and text it to me, you're going to get a prize. No purchase necessary, because I'm getting their contact information. They're texting me, right? And I can literally just send them a sample. It doesn't matter. But if I can get them to do that, some people will do it right then and there. Other people won't. That's why I do like the handwritten one instead of the QR code one that I used to. I have a Scentsy Club postcard. And then I have just like the I Choose Scentsy with 10 reasons to join. And then what I do is like, I put a sample of scent of the month in there or whatever. And the reason why I do this is because this forces introverted Chastity to get them out of her purse. I tell myself before I leave, if I'm going to 3 or 4 stores, Chastity, you have 2 in your purse, you have to give 2 away today. Because if not, my customer base, even if I don't get 2 back, eventually people will get some back. Like, you can't expect 100% of people to actually text you back, but you'd be surprised the people that do. So potential customer packs, I have those made in bulk. I make about 20 at a time, just so I can put the right samples in it. And then I have some confetti and I keep it closed. Okay. This is something I also put in. So if I do real estate bundles, or if I do, I did a fundraiser type thing, like it was a community baby shower thing, in the bottom of their baskets, this is what I put in it. And it had some samples in it. And the reason why I do this is because this is simple, right? Because it can be used for multiple different things. Remember, simplicity in your business is the best. Some people may be thinking, oh, well, this isn't simple. You don't have to do all this. You could literally just do a drawing form to collect their information, or a sample. But this is something that I've created that I know that if I just had a sample and had to like ask somebody to give me their information, happy birthday would come out of my mouth, because I'm just so awkward. This gives me a way that I can just like hand it to them and say, hey, there's a drawing slip in there. If you text me your drawing slip, I'm going to hook you up with some free goodies. How easy is that, right? I've practiced that. I know I can say that. That's like on a script for me. So if you're awkward or you don't know what to say, come up with something like that. It doesn't have to be as fancy as this. This literally just cost me a little bit of time. That's it. Yes, I had to like buy the bag. You don't have to do this. Use the room spray, or if you're not saving your bags from ice packs, you need to be. Save those bags. Take the ice packs out, save the bags. Use that for this. I have a million of them because that's what I've been doing. Room spray bags, all that. If they don't have stickers and stuff on them, take them out. If the ice pack like leaked a little bit, leave it open and let it dry. Save those bags, use them. Okay. All right. So that's what I mean about potential customer packs. Bulk sampling. I'm not going to go into that. There is in that reframe refocus group, Johanna Luna did a really good training on it. Bulk sample, because then you don't have to worry about it anymore. It may take me 3 days to get all of my bulk sampling done, but that's what I do. I'm going to do my fall wax samples, and then I'm waiting on my first fall order to come in. And I got like new scents in the fresh and the body spray, etc. I got like a bunch of that different stuff. I'm going to like do a ton of samples and then be done with it for a few months. Girl, I still am doing felt samples so Katie asked how to ship samples during the still hot, miserable time of summer. I will still just do felts, or I do a crinkle cut, and I bought some of this felt from Michael's. It's just like the sheet felt. I think it's like $1.99. Creatology premium felt. And I just like cut strips. And when I crinkle cut, I put this in it. Yep. And I just let it melt. I still do felt samples pretty much all year, except for my, like my local people, I will crinkle cut and just put stuff in there. It just kind of depends on how I'm feeling. I will say, let me go find this real quick, because I need to put it in my Amazon cart anyway. I think it's called Nice Ice. Is that what it's called? Yes. Those are expensive though. I'm about to blow y'all's mind with this. So it's called Nice Ice. They're dry ice for coolers, but like I saw somebody's TikTok and they literally just like put water on it and then they lay it flat and let it like freeze overnight and then they can put it in there and it's nowhere near as expensive as our thick ice pack. So I just put it in the comments. You can still do that. If you haven't watched that training from Rihanna, she has been like shipping transition set testers to people. Like I have a cousin in Alabama that's going to do a party for me, and I'm honestly going to do it that way. I'm going to send a transition set of testers from the workstation. Yes, I'm going to pay $8 to probably ship that to her, but I mean, I would rather just pay that. I'm going to get them back from her at Thanksgiving, or if they have a part, like my intention is to get her to join and then she's just going to keep it. Rihanna has talked a lot about that on that training. Okay. So bulk sampling and sample with a purpose. What I was going to say about that bulk sampling, people want to see your face. So your girl has taken some pictures, like with fragrance flowers. I made like a little Canva thing. It has the QR code that goes to the fragrance flower section of my website. This has no scents on it. I don't put scents on these. Why? Because they change every season and your girl don't want to make a new one every season. Your girl prints these with Amazon prints like 200 at a time. And I staple a sample to the back of it. This is Blue Grotto. The reason why I did Blue Grotto is it comes in a lot of different things, but it definitely comes in a fragrance flower and it's already stapled. So when I'm packaging orders, grab one and go. Okay. Same thing with pods. Okay. QR code doesn't have a scent on it. Did Cloudberry Dreams because that's coming in a lot of different scents. That's ready to go. My product list have my name label on here. And then on the back, it has get a whiff box for only $15 in Scentsy Club because whiff box is right there. On the back, get free and half off Scentsy with your own rewards link. Ask me how to get your own link because everybody and their mama doesn't get a catalog. People that don't spend as much get a product list. These are already folded and ready to go. Okay. My catalogs. What did I do with it? So I already have my catalogs with my return address already on them, stuffed in an envelope with, I have a quick shop link on the front. This is just a QR code that goes to my website. It says choose an open party at checkout to be spoiled. It already has my scratch and sniff stickers stuck in it. And then throughout the catalog, I've put a couple different stickers in there. And then on the back, spend $200 and I'll give you $20 in free product and a half off item. That just means they're having like a party order. Then my contact information. And then some of mine have a little coupon in it. And these only go to good customers. But when I have an online order, I literally just have to put a little thank you note in here, a scent circle or whatever, and I'm ready to ship it off. So those are made in bulk, ready to go. Okay. Join packets, ready to go. All of those different things ready to go. So I know that that's like a lot at one time. It took me a couple days to get all that stuff done. But now that that stuff's done, I'm not going to have to scramble when I have an online order. I'm not going to have to scramble when someone asks for a join packet. I'm not going to have to do any of that stuff because it's already done. And that's what's going to save you time in the long run, especially when you're busy. What if, like, I have a sign on my door or like near my door that says I'm a Scentsy lady, or like we had an electrician come out here and work on something. He was asking me about Scentsy. How embarrassing would it have been if I didn't have anything like semi-easy ready for me to get ready to go? All I had to do was come up to my office, grab a couple things that were already labeled and packaged. I just put it all together for him and gave it to him. So like, make sure that you're working smarter, not harder. All of those things are ready to go. Do you just do sample packs for potential customers or for potential teaming packs? So in like my join packet is different a little bit. So my join packet typically just has like this Q&A paper that I have. It's in my Google Drive. It's like some frequently asked questions. It has like how to join for no out-of-pocket cost. And then I do put some like flat samples in there. I put a scent circle in there because you want to create a scent memory with them. And if they're thinking about joining, then I'm obviously going to give them something to make them remember me. I usually do flat samples in there and then like a scent sample or whatever. And then like with a catalog switch like this one, I would, if they haven't bought Scentsy before or whatever, I would probably put a catalog in there. But since these are already ready to go, I just have to grab a catalog, close it, and be done with it. You're not having to scramble and make copies and find stuff. And that's what I mean about poor performance. Like if you're having to scramble, nothing is going to be done well. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about that? All right. So to end this call, because I've already lasted longer than what I wanted to, if you want to have a strong business, if you want to earn the fall incentive, if you want to earn annual sales and earn annual mentor, if you want to do all of those different things to grow a big business, you have to continuously be growing your customer base, growing your contacts, and never settle for asking the same people over and over and over again, because it's not going to work. I don't know if y'all heard that, but she is mad at her dad right now. So these are some ways that you can do that. Follow up. Every single person that's ever ordered, ask them if they're happy. Ask them if their bulbs are working. Ask them if they know anybody that wants some smell goods. Have a referral program. That referral program, guys, does not need to cost you a lot of money. You don't have to give them full price product. Give them a sample pack. I've known when I first started, that's what I would do is I would make a couple samples with bars that I got for free and put in little sample bags. And that would be what I would give to people for referrals. Do not spend family money on Scentsy. You only spend Scentsy money on family. Parties, parties, parties. Guys, I know that if you've joined within the last year, maybe year and a half, parties have been something that haven't really been going on unless it's been Facebook parties because of COVID. Well, we're getting back to parties, y'all. And that is the way that you're going to win. That is the way that you are going to grow your business. I know a lot of people have said, I can't book parties. I can't get people to do this. I can't get this, that, and the third. I know that it's difficult. I know that sometimes it can be super frustrating when you ask people and you know that they're spending a lot of money and you could get them free and half off. You've got to stay consistent. You've got to continue to ask them. You've got to think outside of the box. If there's something that you see that you feel like is going to work, try it. Okay. Something else that I've actually started trying that has worked pretty well is doing borrow bags. So instead of just saying that it's a party, I'm doing a borrow bag. So I'll show you. So like this right here is just a little, these are testers that I made like a hot minute ago. And this is a cleaning thing. So the testers I have are Sunkissed Citrus, Aloe Water, Squeeze a Day, Lemon Verbena, Johnny Appleseed, and Blue Grotto. So Cloudberry Dreams and Fiesta Lime are not in there, right? Well, I'm going to put a Cloudberry Dreams tester in there. And then I have Fiesta Lime cleaner. So I'm going to put this in like a little basket and I'm going to ask them to borrow my cleaning stuff. And in my basket, I'm going to have bathroom cleaner, counter clean, and dish soap. Guys, don't give them a full bottle. Don't do it. Because you're going to have people that'll use it all. Sample some and leave a little bit in there. So I let them still use like the regular Scentsy bottles because some people, they just like that better instead of it being sample bottles. But borrow my bag before they try. Same thing with pods. This right here is a pod party that I'm going to try and get out tomorrow. It has a wall fan in it. It has a mini fan in it. I may not put both of them in there. All of the testers that are in here, these are the scents that are available in pods. Every single pod scent is in this right here. Why am I doing this again? because they can't get refills from anybody else. And we have a new air purifier, and pods are the way to go, especially for your people that work in offices or teachers or whatever, because then they don't have to worry about them being spilled. So they can borrow your bag. And then what happens when people borrow your bag is a lot of times other people want stuff. Pro tip for when you are getting someone to borrow your bag that works at an office or somewhere, don't drop it off at their house. Go drop it off at their work. As long as their like work is okay with that, go drop that off at their work in a clear bag so that people can see what it is. You know, women are nosy, men are nosy. They want to know what it is, and they're going to hear you and they're going to see you. And what I want you to realize, guys, is you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So make a good first impression and show up at their work on time, excited, and just over the moon. Okay. Personal shopping links. This is a huge thing. Again, Debbie Pitts Palmer has done an amazing training on that. If you haven't looked her up on her YouTube, she is the absolute queen of personal shopping links in the way that she does it. She used to do her entire business based on events. And when COVID happened, she couldn't do it anymore. So go watch her. With my potential customer packs, you offer free samples with their contact information. Build relationships, join groups with similar people, shop local. And when you shop local, tag them, treat them the way that you want to be treated, because they're going to, that's going to end up building relationships. So businesses that you frequent, like I go to the chiropractor 3 times a week. You better believe there's a wall fan in there. There's contact information in there. Things don't just happen automatically. You have to be patient when building relationships. This is kind of, I can't remember what I call it, but you can ask people that you already have a relationship with if they know anyone who likes pet products or cleaning products. Or this is a way that I got a few different leads, is asking someone who you know isn't interested in joining. You've had that conversation with them a bunch of different times. They just want to be a loyal customer. Ask them if they know anybody that they could refer you that might be interested in extra income or might be interested in hosting a party. That has worked well for me, but only when you have a good relationship with those people that you're asking, so that they know you're not just going to go start spamming your friend or whatever. When you're on social media, you have to be social. Comment on people's stuff, get and react to their stories, build relationships. And the very last thing I'm going to talk about is planting seeds, watering them, and watching your garden grow. That goes for sponsoring and selling. Talk to your very best customers about joining. If you're not asking your very best customer to join, you're being selfish because you don't want to lose your PRV. Your best customer can be a bomb ass consultant if that's what they want to do. Don't force them. But if you're not asking your very best customers, you're doing them a disservice. You can find new customers. There's no such thing as scarcity in this business. You just have to go out there and find new people to talk to. When I'm also talking about being intentional, if you know people that need some extra income, guys, think about the situation that we're in right now. There are a lot of people who are going to be walking away from their jobs because they don't want to be forced to do things, right? That you have to be very tactful, though. Don't be ugly about it. Don't be crazy about it. But if they're already spending a ton of money with you, it's a no-brainer. When a waitress has bomb customer service, like that girl at Home Goods, she was the bomb. I'm going to go back and talk to her about it because she would be great at this. Somebody that loves to travel, those are people that you can talk to about because of our trip. Talk to the moms that just kind of want a community. Not everybody joins for money. Remember that you are going to get a ton of no's. No doesn't mean no forever. I know that a lot of you guys have probably watched people do Scentsy before you decided to join. You can't expect everybody to join the first time that they're asked. That usually doesn't happen. If you don't have a dream team list, you need one. Yes, you do. It needs to be either written down or typed or somewhere in front of you. If you don't have one, that needs to be what you do today when you get off this call. Think about every single person that could use Scentsy, but don't say no for them. You don't have that right. You don't have the right to tell someone no, or to decide, no, they don't need this opportunity. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. You don't know when somebody's circumstance is going to change. You never know how this opportunity could bless someone's life. And you never know how much this could bless somebody. It's not about you, it's about them. And if you are really wanting to sponsor, the more you make it about how it can bless someone else, the more that it is going to bless you. So the conversation should never start with join my team so I can go to Alaska. It's, hey, I think that this business could really bless you. You're already spending $100 a month. That could be such and such commission, etc. I know the end of that was kind of rushed, and I'll do a little bit more in depth on that later. But if you want to have an amazing fall, bless all the people, you are going to change someone's life if you offer that opportunity. Build relationships and solve their problems. That is how the fall is going to be very successful for you. My biggest suggestion is to plan. Make a time, turn your phone on D&D, lock yourself in your office, and plan out what it is that you actually need to do so that you can hold yourself accountable. And if that means setting an alarm in your phone, putting it on a planner, etc., that's what you need to do. Anybody have any questions? If you need ideas on those different things, like what to post, there's tons of different content out there. When you see a good idea, save it, use it later. Don't just go copy somebody else's post. Nobody likes that. Anybody else? All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to let you go. I'm pretty sure there's World War III going on in my house behind me. But I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for popping on here. Please let me know if there's anything else that you need from me. I would be more than happy to help you. And I am going to post all of the different things. And if you're watching this on YouTube, my Google Drive will be in the comments with all of the different resources that I have shared. Love y'all. Mean it.